Hi, good morning. It's Laura Roehrick from Project Street Feet, and I apologize. It's been forever since I've posted an update. It's because a lot of changes have been happening, and I kind of wanted to make sure I knew what was going on before I shared some of these changes. And the first one was that a couple months ago I got a letter from the IRS, which is always kind of a scary envelope to open, and it said that my status as a tax-exempt entity of a 501c3 was revoked because I hadn't filed some N99, I don't know, some form for 3 years, which is like not surprising. And I think I've mentioned to a few people anyway, I have this nonprofit. I've had it for 10 years, and it really is something that I'm kind of glad I did, but at the same time, it's not what I want to be doing. I don't want to run a nonprofit. That's not where I'm heading. So anyway, but I didn't want to make the decision on my own to just stop it because it's such an ordeal to get it, and it's expensive and it takes forever, and I had it, so I was trying to keep it up. So it was kind of taken out of my hands, which was a sort of a blessing in disguise. So I looked at that as a sign from the universe that it is time to kind of change things up. And also at the same time, the relationship with St. Vincent de Paul, who are just wonderful, and they've been so supportive and great, and they've given me the shed, and they've really enjoyed, having our Street Feet project there. It's changed a little bit. We had actually been talking about them kind of taking it over so it would become sustainable, because I'm just getting too busy to keep this big project up. And we thought that was going to happen, and then it turned out that they couldn't because of liability issues. So the bottom line is Street Feet is changing its venue. It's not going to be the big production in the parking lot of St. Vincent de Paul. It will be a smaller version of, I think, just Laura Lee, my videographer, and myself going around and doing some people that we find in safe places that we feel comfortable about approaching and doing their feet, or something like that. And the other thing is that I'm available to go global. I am 65, semi-retired. I do have all these grandchildren, but I can make little trips. So I'm kind of opening it up to the universe that if you have a group and you want some private instructions or inspiration, and you can get me over there. I'm not looking to make money doing this, but I would do it for expenses. And I can't do anything until 2019. Because a new new grandson is due any moment, well, Halloween, but any time now, and the holidays, and just too much going on. So we'll see what happens then. I am particularly interested in the Scandinavian countries, Europe, well, pretty much anywhere but North America. I've been here, done that, have no interest in doing anything in the United States or Canada any longer. And it's interesting. I was very honored to be asked if I wanted to help participate in a foot care workshop that a colleague is working on, and I was surprised to find myself just immediately go, no, I really don't ever want to do that again. It's kind of done. It's like having a love relationship end or something. Not on a bad note, but I'm just not in love with that and that kind of aspect of foot care any longer. And I just want to do a few simple projects with people that I enjoy working with in interesting places, if that even happens. I have learned many years ago to go with the flow, and I didn't always do that. Before, it was like I'd have this agenda, and if it didn't happen, I'd get disappointed or angry or resentful or whatever. And then all of a sudden it just came to me. Thankfully I didn't have to work at it. I don't know what happened, but a switch happened in my brain, and I just went, I'm going with the flow. So and happily. So I'm as happy to get involved in a project as I am happy to have it end. It just, it kind of keeps life interesting for me. So that's where we're at with Project Street Feet. So it's not ending, it's changing venue. Oh, and a couple other things too, just to keep in mind if you are doing something like this. And this is what I've found to happen with me, is I really enjoy doing people's feet on my own and just connecting with the patient and me doing the feet. Being an instructor or teacher, I've done it out of a need to spread my techniques and stuff over these last 24 years, but it's not my preference. I am not like a born teacher. I have very little patience. I'm easily distracted. I get very irritable. You know, I'm not a great teacher in that sense, but I have done it. And so now I'm figuring with the time I have left on this planet and in my career that I'm just going to do the things that I really enjoy doing. And for me, what happened in Project Street Feet is there were so many people involved, and it was great, and I had a great team, and I feel like it was a huge success, a great model. But for me, on the busy days with all the noise, and there'd be people yelling in the background, and several nurses here, I found I just couldn't really focus, and I wasn't doing as good of a job, you know, teaching as I would have under other circumstances. And so it really isn't what I want to be doing. I want to go back to just doing the feet myself with one videographer, maybe a small group, and either do it locally here. In fact, we might still do it in the parking lot, but it just won't be the big thing that it was before. So that's that. And the other thing I wanted to share is I'll still continue this Facebook page, although over the next few months it's going to be, well, we'll see. Sometimes I post things, sometimes I don't. I'm not guaranteeing anything, that's for sure, but you're certainly welcome. And I'm not sure if you might be seeing this on YouTube. I do have a Facebook group called Project Street Feet, so people are free to join that. But I'm going to give a shout out to a different forum that I just joined a few days ago that looks promising to me. It's a little bit of a learning curve. It's on a different format. It's not like a Facebook page or a website. And it's called The Agony of Da Feet, D-A, Agony of D-A Feet.com or community or something like that. So Google it and see if you can get on there. And it looks like a good forum for nurses, podiatrists, anybody interested to help support feet. I think that might be a good place to go, especially if I end up closing down my Facebook page. I've entered many different groups, probably every Facebook group out there having to do with nurses, and I found actually most of them to be not very open-minded. Some of them downright rude and mean, and you know, I would just kind of duck out of them when I came across people that were not exactly supportive. Anyway, I don't want to go down that route. So what needs to happen is there needs to be a forum, and this could be it. So check out The Agony of Defeat and see how that is. And let's see, any other major changes. And if you have any questions or comments for me, please write them. I'm willing to share, but I'd like to share stuff that people find interesting. Sometimes I make up things and think that people will, but if you have any questions, please let me know. And that's it for today. You take care and it's a glorious day up here in Northern California today. It's my daughter's baby shower, so got to get ready to go for that. Okay, you take care, everybody. Namaste.